the person that's gonna end up picking the new employee for the job,
Mm.
is looking out for a certain type of uniqueness.
Mm.
And uniqueness comes from knowledge of self.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because I
Mm. Mm. Mm.
come on,
Vegans.
come on. Yes, man, was poppity popping. We're reporting live from Lagos, Nigeria, West Africa, and this is the
The
Big
Big
Yanz
Yanz
Podcast.
Podcast.
I go by the name Meishwa, and this is my amazing co-host for today.
Hillary.
Come on, Hillary, you're welcome.
Hillary.
You're
I'm not,
welcome.
let me
You're
not
welcome.
sound American. Hillary, please.
Is there a Nigerian way to pronounce that?
I think so.
Oh, come on. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, baby. This right here is the Big Yanz Podcast. You already know what the dealio, the dilly is. And in the kitchen today, we got this hot topic: 9 to 5ers. We're talking about people that are involved in the 9 to 5 aspect of life, people that work 9 to 5. And Hillary is definitely um
A
gonna
nine to
tell
five. I'm
gonna tell
definitely
you
a nine to
guys,
five.
yeah, gonna tell you guys a lot about this because yeah, indeed, she is a 9 to 5er. So are you ready for
Mm.
us to dive into this?
Yeah, I'm
You
good.
ready? Okay, let's
I'm
cheers. Let's
ready.
cheers to that.
Okay. Yeah.
9 to 5. Let's get it. So, let me start by asking you, would you say it leaves you feeling whole or empty at the end of the day? Like, as a 9 to 5 worker, would you say when you get home after work, you feel whole or you feel empty? Like, does it make you debate whether or not you're building someone else's dream, or maybe like they're paying you to slowly forget yours?
That's a very good question.
Thank you.
And I think it's a little bit of both because there are sometimes you get a job and it happens to be what you love, and you get to the point when you enjoy doing it. So when you come back home, it's like, yeah, I did what I was supposed to do today. I did well at work today. And there's sometimes you may just be doing the job because probably you have a lot of responsibilities. And like for example, the country that we're in now, you have to just get something doing that is bringing money to your table. If not, what are you going to? So at that point, you now come back home and you're not feeling very drained. So I think it works both ways. But for me, it's both actually. There sometimes I come back home and feeling fulfilled because what
Hmm.
I'm actually doing at my work is it's actually in line with what I want to do for
Hmm.
myself. So sometimes I come back home and I'm feeling, yeah, I did good at work today.
Right.
Then the days I now come back home and I'm feeling very drained. It's like, how long will I keep on doing this? Because I think I'm getting to that point where I want to move forward. I don't want to be in the same space doing
Hmm.
the same thing over and 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 over
Come
again.
on, come on. Big yans, big
So
yans.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a little bit of both.
big yans. I'm feeling your perspective on that.
Yeah.
So if I'm understanding you right, you're saying like at the end of the day, after work,
Mm,
as a 9 to 5er, you
yeah.
might sometimes feel whole
Yeah.
and you might
Sometimes.
sometimes feel empty.
Yeah.
Right. Hmm. I find that I've discussed with a couple people, and their perception of this is, someone hit me with something one time and said, Meishwa, I feel like they're not just paying me for the work I do, but I feel like they're paying me to build their dream,
Yeah.
and they're also paying me to slowly forget mine.
Yeah.
Is that not crazy?
That's
That's deep.
and I really, really
Right.
understand that person's perspective
Right.
because when you keep on working for somebody And sometimes it just feels like you're in one particular place, you're not growing, and you know that I can't think and the brand is growing,
Yeah,
is going further, but you're
yeah,
in one particular place. So
right.
it doesn't just make any sense. So why should I keep on being in a place where I'm working for you and at the point you're not even paying me what I'm worth, and it's like I'm just staying in one place. So
I find that
it's very it not gets to that point where you feel like you're being used, and
touche,
nobody loves being used. Trust
touche,
me. It's
touche.
sometimes
Yeah.
it can get depressing,
Hmm.
very depressing.
We're definitely gonna delve into that.
Yeah.
Absolute big yans. I'm feeling you. And to add to that, I find that some people say appreciation actually goes a long way in their
Mhm.
productivity.
Mhm.
You know, you're just saying right now, like
Mhm.
you find yourself helping that person build their brand.
Mhm.
Their brand is actually like expanding,
Mhm.
like the business horizon is growing broader, but you as an individual, you're feeling static, like you're in one place.
Yeah.
And I think that actually gets exaggerated in one's eyes when they feel underappreciated, especially when you feel like you're giving the company your all, you're doing all you possibly can,
Mm.
but maybe money wise, you're not being like the remuneration, they're not paying you what you feel you deserve.
Mm.
And then also physical attributes. The
Mm.
boss up there might not
Mhm.
be physically appreciative, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes they might talk down on the worker, and
Yeah.
the worker is psychologically trying to figure out what they're doing wrong because they believe they're doing their best.
Mm.
So I feel like that could also serve like as a factor
Mm.
to make people feel trapped
Yeah.
in such a workplace, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 true. So
Mm.
I find that people say working a 9 to 5 job can actually like sabotage coping with mental health. Do you think
Mm.
that's true?
Yeah. It's a 50-50 kind of situation, and I feel
Right,
like it has to do with the individual.
right,
So there are some people that um, get into 9 to 5, like I said, because they know that okay, I need money on my table.
right.
So those ones now they're not doing the 9 to 5 because it's their passion, it's their job, they love doing it. They're doing it because they have to do it because they know that they have people to provide for, they have people to they need to bring food to the table.
Right,
And there's the other 50% where they're in that job because they love doing it,
right.
and yeah, they love doing it, they love
Yeah,
helping the brand grow.
yeah.
But there's sometimes, in as much as you love doing what you're doing, it can get so draining sometimes
Hmm.
because it now gets to that point where it's like all your efforts, what you're giving into the brand, what you're giving into the company is like is not being seen because they
Hmm.
have this particular expectation that can never be met. No matter what you do, no matter how much you try, it's like you just keep on going around the circle. So
Right.
you'll not be asking yourself, what am I not
Yeah, what are
doing?
you doing
What
wrong?
am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
And you now come back to your space and it now becomes very, very depressing because
Hmm.
you just like you're not doing anything. You just keep on thinking, okay, can these people just tell me what is wrong?
Hmm.
What can I do? And even when they tell you and you do it, it still seems not enough.
Right.
So
And I'd like to add to what you just said. I feel
yeah.
like that's a brilliant way to look at it.
Mm.
Adding to that, I feel like when a certain workspace
Mm.
makes you feel like you're not delivering what you should, I feel like that could trickle down to even the person's personal life or the person's personal business or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you might feel like, okay, you're not up to the task
Mm.
in that
Yeah, if you're
workspace,
not
and
enough.
that might make the person feel like, can they really deliver effectively on any other thing?
Mm.
You know how people make someone feel incapable,
Mm.
and negative self-talk waters down into the DNA, and it affects everything the
Everything about
individual
the life,
does.
yeah.
So the individual could start thinking generally like, oh my God, can I even get anything right?
Mm.
Can I even do anything
Is there
right?
something wrong with me?
Yeah.
Things like that.
So I mean, I feel like I feel like this topic is one that I'm glad we're gonna put out there, especially for the fact that some bosses would get to see this
Mm.
and understand the effect that everything that happens from their workplace has on the life of their employees in the workspace and even outside the workspace.
Yeah.
Yeah, it still transcends past work. These individuals, these employees, they carry these thoughts home. They take it to wherever they're going, and
Mm.
it's playing in the background of their mind and affecting everything they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, 9 to 5ers. I want you to pay attention to the fact that not everything that is said to you at your workplace defines you.
Mm.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I know words cut deep like a sword,
Yeah.
but you definitely have to have some kind of shield, to protect you from breaking down when people do not tell you what you exactly deserve.
Mm.
Another thing is, no one is saying you should reject constructive criticism,
Mm.
but when it's destructive and it can actually break you, I feel like you should try and develop a shield that could protect you from that.
Mm.
So, yeah, I find that there are other things this can affect,
Mm.
like the negative side of 9 to 5. It's such a roller coaster. It's different when you hear 9 to 5. Obviously, before 9, the person has woken up.
You have to be at the office.
Like, even like I'm saying, even before 9,
Yeah.
you're up, and it's a busy city full of hustle and bustle like Lagos.
You have to be out of your house by 5 a.m. in the morning.
Oh my days!
Except you're staying at a proximity close to your office. But
Right,
if you're not, especially like for a city like Lagos,
right,
most of the companies in Lagos and most of the staff that work in some of these companies,
yeah,
they don't stay close to the office proximity.
right,
Why? Because of the high rental fees that
yep,
they have to pay. So you now find them staying at locations that are more affordable and they
yeah.
are far away from the office. So if you know yourself as a leader, you have to be you have to leave your house by 5 a.m. at least so that you can be in the office before traffic starts. So
Bro,
it's a lot
yeah,
of things. A
yeah.
lot.
Yeah, I find that very realistic because I mean we already know what accommodation fees are in Lagos.
Ah,
It's no joke,
it's
man.
it's no
What?
joke.
It's no joke, man.
It's no joke at
And
all.
I feel like that's definitely something most people consider, and it takes a toll on them when they have to. Let me take Lagos for example.
Yeah.
When some people have to deal with certain levels of traffic,
Yeah. Hmm.
before you reach work, you've actually battled so many mental barriers. You feel what I'm saying?
I
Like,
feel you.
so many mental barriers you have conquered
Yeah.
before reaching your workplace.
I
And
you will sweat.
yep,
Sometimes you will spray perfume. By the
yep,
time you calm down, there's no perfume on your body anymore. it's
you're
just
cracking me up, man.
it's
Yeah,
just crazy.
yeah,
Like we go through a lot
uh-huh,
just to make a living in Lagos, and
yeah,
it's crazy. It's
yeah,
really crazy.
yeah. Quite honestly, I agree.
Yeah.
So we've said all this, and I feel like it leads us to what I'm about to ask. There are certain things that all these factors actually affect. For instance, let's take first romantic relationships.
Yeah.
I hear some people say, like someone was complaining that their romantic partner, is choosing work over them.
Mm.
And I sort of asked, in what way? What makes you feel that that's the situation? And by the time this person explained everything to me, because I also, well, people say I have therapeutic vibes.
Yeah.
So I sort of, do you think so?
Yeah, you do.
I do?
You really, really
Oh,
do.
come
It
on.
first of all starts with the way you talk, your
Oh,
voice.
right?
It's very calming, You don't have anything to worry about. I'm here by things like that.
Big Yanz, baby. Big Yan. So
So yeah.
a fun fact is, thank you by the way, thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome.
A fun fact is the episode of Big Yans that was released before this one
Mm.
is called May Rappy.
Yeah.
As you know, I'm May Shua.
Yeah.
And someone hit me on the Big Yans email talking about this therapy thing and said that from the past episodes, she noticed I've got a sort of therapeutic vibe. So
Mm.
that made me see that there was a niche in there, and I decided to bring up therapy.
Mm.
So it's more or less therapy with May.
Therapy.
You feel me?
Brilliant. Very
Yeah.
brilliant.
Thank you. Hey, hey. Thank you. So, still on the therapy matter,
Mm.
a friend of mine actually reached out to me and decided to discuss that issue with me.
Yeah.
And I was made to understand that the partner thinks they're picking work over them. And I'm like, okay, break it down for me. What are the scenarios that led up to this conclusion?
Mm.
And to be honest with you, everything I gathered from all I heard was just how work drains a human being
Mhm.
to the extent where they more or less, you can't pour from
An
an
empty
empty,
cup.
you can
Mm.
only give what you have.
Yeah.
If there's nothing in there anymore, there's literally nothing to give.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Very
the other partner is gonna see it another way
Mm-hmm.
because it's tricky when emotions are involved,
Yeah.
especially like romantic emotions.
Yeah.
They blind logic
Yeah.
normally.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. And that other individual, especially since we're in the social media age now,
Mm-hmm.
take for instance, the romantic partner sees the other person updating online, posting about business, posting about,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, you get out of post.
So you're online.
My message what I sent you.
So you're online. I can't respond to my message. I'm sorry. I'm sure
how
it's
how
even
do
women
you
do
how
like
do you
that.
explain? And the worst part, this person would get angry, be very, very upset
Yeah.
about you not responding, and you still leave them on red because you know what will happen if you just enter
Yeah.
like if you address the issue, if you
Mm-hmm.
get into like back and forth texts at that moment when you're actually at work and a certain level of focus and effectiveness is demanded from you at work.
Mm.
You know what will happen if you start chatting with your partner
Mm.
then and start breaking down the matter.
It's,
So guess what?
it's crazy.
It
Please don't tell
now
me they broke up.
no.
Ah.
How did you run to that conclusion? How did you get there?
Because it always happens like
Not on my watch.
that. Okay.
By God's grace, though, not on
Yeah,
my watch.
with therapy. Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on,
yeah.
take.
Therapy.
Come on. In fact, let me raise
Okay.
a cup for you.
All right.
Big Yans, baby.
Big Yanz.
Big Yans. Okay, so I just listened real good, and I decided that look, because when this person was like, yo, the last message they got from the partner broke the camel's back, that was the last straw. And then I read the message from the partner, it was quite heavy,
Mm.
sha. And then that's when I asked for the scenario breakdown, and then I understood that what pushed the partner to reply in that way was after the whole getting upset. When I do like this, then you understand
Yeah.
I'm listing like
A
messages.
lot of messages. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
back to back
yeah.
messages, like sporadic messages. After these messages were dropped, trying to address, oh, you have time to post about work, but maybe I don't matter to you. I'm so insignificant that you can't even like respond to my messages.
Check out time.
And then guess what provoked that person the most? They were left on red. Okay, you're looking away. You see, yeah. So because I mean, after expressing so much,
Mm.
that person has left themselves vulnerable
Yeah,
after expressing.
yeah.
So for this other partner not to respond after being vulnerable,
Mm.
you left the person on
That's
red. Okay,
that's
wait.
crazy.
You leave the person on red and then you go to post and update again. Wow. It's just heaping on top. You get what I mean? Yeah. So I had to break it down because sometimes when we're hurt, we it blinds us to other people's hurt.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, we just think we're the only ones hurt.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, 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 no. But it's a human thing. It is a human thing. And that's communication is beautiful, and it gets the best of us.
Mhm.
The best
Mhm.
of us. Sometimes
Mhm.
they say a swimmer doesn't see their back. It's the person watching you swim that knows if there's
Yeah.
there's a dove on your back or whatever. You
Yeah.
know. So I mean, if you have people that can tell you the truth, it
Yeah.
does help. So I
Yeah.
just broke it down and said, okay, for instance, I understand that if you had messaged this person, I understand what that individual was trying to avoid,
Yeah.
like a flare up of conversations that would take them away from work. They were trying to avoid that, and that's why they left the other one unread. But I mean, you definitely know the kind of partner you're with,
Mhm.
whoever you're
Mhm.
dating. You
Mhm.
know their character, you know their reactions, you know their weak points, you know what would make them tick, what would trigger them, and those are things you should avoid. So I just made it clear that this person, after expressing so much, you already know they're in a mood, and you're not in the space mentally or physically being at work to address all that. The best you could have done is send like a 5 seconds voice note.
Voice
That's all.
notes, like voice note. That's why,
Honestly.
honestly, and I don't think
And can I add that the tone in the voice note would actually like do a lot of
instead of
calming the
leaving the person on
volcanic
red.
eruption. When the person hears the tone, a 5 second voice note,
Mhm.
when they hear the tone, the care,
Mhm.
oh,
Like, oh,
like
babe, I'm
work is
sorry. Work has been
crazy. I don't
crazy.
even.
I've not had
It will
time.
flip the table. They will start pitying you, self. You
And
feel me?
exactly. And I mean, I'm of the opinion that I don't think there is no amount of work you do that should take you away from the person or the people that you care about. I mean, in
Are you sure?
we have 24 hours
Yeah,
a day.
yeah,
Let's say you go to work 9 to 5.
right,
You get back home say 9.
right,
At least if you cannot talk or send, nobody's saying you should call, nobody's saying you should nobody's saying you should call, nobody's saying you
right,
should call, let's see or let's hang
right.
out. Just
Like you mean
WhatsApp
during work hours? Yeah,
during, if you cannot do it during work hours,
yeah, yeah.
let's just give you benefit of the doubt. You can't do it
Right,
during work hours.
right.
At least before you even get home, I'm sure maybe you're in the car or something, you're out of work,
Right.
just a little hey girl, or hey babe, how are you? Or hey my love, something, how are you? Hope you're
Mm-hmm.
good. I just left work. Hope you're good. Let's talk when I get home. Something like that. I
Yeah.
just feel like I'm not saying you should call me,
Right.
but in the whole 24 hours, and you say I'm the love of your life, you cannot just say, how are you?
Bob.
No, 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 no. That's something I'll
Bob.
never accept.
Right.
Especially when you say
Right.
that I'm the love of your life, I'm the
Right.
one in your life, and all of that. But you're online. Obviously, you're texting people,
Right.
you're sending messages, you're
Huh.
sending emails, you're sending reports. What is there to just go to my chat and just say hi? If you cannot type, send a voice note.
Right.
That's what I'm just saying. And the message you're sending is not going to take like 1 hour out of 24 hours. Just
Huh.
going to maybe take
I
like
see your point.
5 minutes. It could take like 10 minutes.
I
Five
see your
less
point.
than that. Like how many? Just like 3 lines of
Hillary with the big yans. Come on.
I beg.
Come
So
on. Come on. Accept your flowers.
I beg.
Accept your flowers. Okay.
So
Okay.
that's what
I
I'm
see what
just
you're saying.
saying. Like we have 24 hours in a day.
Yep.
You work 9 to 5. Let's give you benefit of that you can't, or maybe your office kind of office that they say submit your phones
Yeah.
and you
That
cannot.
happens.
Then let's say after work, definitely you give you back your phone. So the period in time of when you you leave the office and when you get home, that time in between, because let's say when you get home you're tired, you just take off your and just lie down and sleep.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
It's very very it happens like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So that period of time in between, just 3 lines. Hope you are good. Sorry
Right.
if we couldn't talk today.
Right.
I'll make out time. I'll see if I can make out time tomorrow. Work has been stressed. If you cannot type, send a
I
voice note
see. I
and
see.
sleep.
I
The
see.
person wakes up or the person sees it, responds. The next day it happens like that. It shows that you're making effort, because
Consistent effort,
I
yeah.
believe that if you love somebody and if you care about someone, there is nothing as big as consistent communication. At least
Right.
show that effort that you care about that person, and the person will never know you care about that person if you don't communicate with the person.
Hmm.
And me, I'm very, very big on communication.
Okay.
No matter how, even if you're working for Dangote, even if you're working
Jeez.
for Amazon or
Come
the
on.
big companies in the world, we all do 24 hours. All
Yep.
of us do 24 hours in a
Honestly, yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
in that 24 hours, just take 5 minutes,
Right,
10 minutes,
right.
and check up on the person that you care about.
Hmm.
Yeah. So,
Okay, okay.
that's also, even the president of our country,
You're taking it so far.
even the president reaches out to people that he cares about too.
Damn it.
So,
Damn it.
yeah,
Absolute big yans.
there's
Come
no
on.
excuse for not
Absolute big
checking up on
yans.
your.
Absolute big yans.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
So would you also say the same applies to when, like, for instance, someone acts too busy to respond to family members and it's now causing family feuds?
Family.
This one they give me traffic it or like I can't wait. I can't
family
wait to hear this.
family is different.
Hmm.
I don't know how to.
Hmm.
I don't know. It just has its own difference.
There's a lot of gestures coming from you. I'm seeing a lot of
Yeah, sometimes
yeah.
for your family, sometimes they don't just. No matter what you tell them, they will not ever understand.
Huh.
So when I mean family, I'm talking about extended. I'm not talking about like
Right.
the ones that like maybe your siblings or something. I
Right.
don't know. Like we all have different type of families, but
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes the pressure coming from your family can never be compared to the pressure to reach out to your partner. Like
Huh.
they are two different things.
No cap.
Yeah,
No
so
cap. Yeah.
it's different.
Okay.
Sometimes, like mom, sometimes I might choose to respond like more after 3 days or after
Right.
1 week.
Right.
And they will just be like, "Oh, we've missed you," and something like
Type.
that. Just they're
Type
just a
thing.
very general type of thing. So yeah, I feel it's different.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. My take on 9 to 5 is actually funny. I feel like this is May the therapist talking now
Mm.
because me in my personal life,
Mm.
I'm self-employed. I'm not a 9 to 5er. So I'll just say from general knowledge, I'll speak on the family topic, and I'll
Yeah.
say the effect 9 to 5 can have on communication or keeping up with family members could be a bit similar to that of
Your
romantic
partner.
relationships,
Mm.
but it's different because for your mind, you don't say family no go break up with you.
That's the thing.
Hey, no
You know
cap.
that
Bottom line, family will not tell you it's over. It's
it's
over. How? Eh? Blood. I is it over? Come off it.
so
Come off it. Come off it.
last
Type
we'll still
in.
talk.
Last
Last we'll still
I feel like that's the difference.
yeah,
But we should definitely not take our DNA bond,
for
our bond
granted.
in DNA. We shouldn't take it for granted for sure. We
Yeah.
shouldn't feel because we're blood, we
Mm.
act like nah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
we
don't think anything should ever be taken for granted.
quite
Actually,
honestly,
yeah.
quite honestly. But
Everything.
sadly, most humans, not all,
Mm.
but most humans do not actually like learn to appreciate and guard what they have till it's not there.
Yeah, that's
You know,
that's
it's
crazy.
like, okay, yeah, this big Yanz cup is here. Imagine I take it for granted. But the next episode, I don't see it here. I realize I'm trying to cheers with you and I can't. And it's
Mm.
because it's not here. And then you start missing it.
Yeah.
It reminds me of this American musician. He's called The Passenger.
Mhm.
And he has this song where he's like, you only miss the light when it's burning low.
Mm.
You only know you loved her when like she's no longer there,
Mm.
and type thing. And it resonates with me because I understand most people do not value what is there because they feel it's abundantly accessible,
Yeah.
and then, well, that's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. So I want us to also discuss the effects of 9 to 5 on an individual's lifespan. What
Mm.
do you what do you think about that? I want
What,
to hear
what do you
what
mean,
you think
like
first.
how long they live?
Yeah, like even the standard of their health,
Yeah.
like their normal health, how they feel as a
Mm.
person, and generally, the health will lead to how long an individual spends on this earth, so
Yeah.
to speak.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's where it comes in,
Right,
your health.
right,
So, um, we have we have placed so much importance on our jobs,
right.
like we need to get this done, we need to get that done. Why? Because if we feel that if we miss something, we don't get paid at the end of the day,
And bills don't
and
have emotions.
bills don't have emotion, so we have to get things
Right,
paid.
right.
So we put so much importance on, I need to get my work done, I need to get my job done, that we don't pay attention to our health. And honestly, I don't blame some people. It's sometimes they might not feel okay, they are giving their all in the company they are working with, and the company doesn't really, maybe if you like send a message and say, oh, I'm really sorry, I can't come in today because I'm not feeling so good, they just say, oh, okay, take care. Then the next message you see is, where's your report on this, I need you to get this done. I'm like, well, I just told you 2 seconds ago that I'm not feeling so well,
Literally two
and
seconds
you
ago.
don't even you didn't even
Yeah,
reach out to me to say, okay, how can we come in, hope you're
right.
good, how,
Medical bills.
and all of that. And it's not like, and there are some companies that they don't even foot those bills for
Yeah,
you. You
quite
have to
honestly,
you have to do
sadly,
that from your own pocket. So
sadly,
you're taking
sadly.
care of yourself. And I just feel like some companies don't just prioritize health, and
Right,
I won't blame the individuals because they need the money to come in.
right,
So they put no importance on their health,
right,
give their all to the company,
right.
and at the end of the day, something happens. Like we've heard a lot of stories about people being in jobs, being in companies. Some of them are running mad, some of them are losing their mental health,
Yeah,
some of them I think there was even one I heard one time that the guy was just like, he just lost it. He
damn.
wasn't seen. He wasn't like, you ask him, what is this? What is this? And he could not say this is two, this is three.
Whoa,
Like he was they took him to the hospital, they said something was wrong with his brain,
whoa,
and it was because of how much, because when they reached out to the family, they were like, the guy wasn't, he's always work all the time.
whoa,
He doesn't check on his health, he
whoa.
doesn't do anything. So I feel like we need to understand that, in as much as, yes, we need to get the job done, we need to get work done, let's understand that if we're not there, the work will still,
It doesn't stop.
it doesn't stop the work from
Yeah,
getting done, because they will definitely get someone else.
yeah. Many people are looking for jobs. Very replaceable.
uh,
No, it's actually almost funny, if not
So
that it's tragic.
you that's where the you come first statement comes in. Like,
Right.
yes, we understand that you need the money.
Mm-hmm.
Lagos is a place.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't care about you.
Mm-hmm.
It cares about it. No matter what happens, things will it will still
Yeah.
life will still move on. Life
Yeah.
will
It's a
still go
continuous
on.
circle.
So you just have to put you first.
Yeah.
Go for your regular
Self
checkups.
care.
If you're at work, you're not feeling good, go to your HR, say, I'm not feeling good, I need to do this, I need to do that, and check on yourself. Take yourself as priority, because without you,
Brilliant.
the work will still go on,
Brilliant.
honestly.
Big yans. Big
Yeah,
yans.
big end. Big end.
Big yans. Absolute big yans.
Big end.
Um, just to double down on what you just said, I feel like some people, because they're trying to catch up with work,
Mm,
get there in time and everything. It affects, and people forget that tiny habits build up to the final consequence.
yeah,
You feel what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
And like for instance, in the morning, say a 9 to 5 is rushing to get to work, and what meal do you hear is the most important?
Breakfast.
Okay, I hear a lot that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Now you find people try to catch up with work. They had it in mind yesterday that they were gonna have a fruit salad
Yeah,
for breakfast the next morning.
yeah,
Fine. And oats. But they wake up maybe 10 minutes later than they were supposed to because they were really exhausted, and boom, they just go for cornflakes,
yeah.
and just pack sugar inside
So
and,
sometimes I'll just get gala.
and run.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a subconscious habit. They do it like back to back, back to back. You know what they're stacking up in the system. It's
Mm-hmm.
continuous. So.
Mm-hmm.
And man, you are surprised when they start talking about kidney failure, diabetes, excessive blood
Yeah.
sugar. And it's crazy in Africa here. You hear, and a person they do me, you dey wine. They put gun to your head when you pack and put for your plate. Are you joking?
Yeah.
There's consequences to every single thing we do. What we eat, how we eat it, you might be eating the right thing the wrong way, and it could affect somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so in the situation where you're just prioritizing where you're going and forgetting that your body is an engine, it's
Mm-hmm.
literally a motor vehicle. You can't get there if your vehicle is not working, and you need to be conscious of the kind of fuel, which is the food you put inside yourself. People
Mm.
overlook it and they just rush to work. As
Yes,
long
because they're
as,
just concerned on, I need to get the job done. I need to get the work done. If
yeah.
not, they will not pay me.
Yes, especially clocking in at that requested resumption time, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very understandable, but please, we need to,
Crazy.
because habits are very easy to build. You wouldn't know when you're doing it today. You said, "Oh, I'm late today, make I just know I'm today." But once you do it tomorrow, you really need to check yourself because it's becoming a pattern,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, so I feel like, yeah, we definitely need to look into self-care.
And you
Do
know,
not neglect your health.
there are sometimes also that people don't even get to eat
Yeah, that's
throughout the
another
whole
thing.
day. Yeah,
That's another
because
thing. Yeah,
they leave their house so early in the morning. They
yeah.
don't have time to even, because they need to catch the bus, or they need to
Yep.
catch for some of us that use public transport.
Right.
We need to catch the bus to
Yeah.
get to the office on time.
Yeah.
And because of how tedious and how work is, we don't get to even think about food during the day to even
Mm-hmm.
say, okay, I need to get food. And one thing about the mind is, the mind and the body are two different.
Sometimes they might not even work
They're not
together.
exactly. They
Yeah.
might not work together.
Yeah.
So your mind will be saying, "I want to." Your body might be saying, "I'm hungry. I
Yeah.
want to eat food."
Yeah.
But your mind is telling you, "Let's get this done. You need to submit this report. You need to
Very
get
true.
this done." So it
Very
now
true.
happens that your mind overpowers your body, and you end up not eating.
Very
And you
true.
close work by 5. If you're now saying somewhere like, let's say, Egbeda, Yanopaja, far away, and
Otilo.
you're working on the island, you
Otilo.
get home by probably, let's say,
Sheesh.
10 in the evening or
Yeah.
9 in the evening.
Yeah.
What do you do after a long traffic? Don't you
Man.
sleep?
Man. You just faint on the
Sometimes
bed, man.
also there's some people that just so Gary and drink.
Oh man. No cap. This is
So
reality. Oh.
it's real. People are really
It's
going
real.
through
People,
this.
yeah, people are going through this. This is not to attack anybody. This is not to chastise anybody. This is just one of those episodes I hope pop up on your timeline or on your explore page, and it reminds you that you matter. You matter
Yeah.
enough to remember that if you work all these millions, you won't make next of kin chopper. We need to tell. We need to tell people. Hello.
Big Yanz.
We, come on.
Big Yanz.
Come on, come on. You work all this money. Is it the next of kin you want to hand it over to? Like, you don't want to live long enough
To
to enjoy
enjoy
the fruits of your
labor.
Abba. Come on. This is just a reminder. I know when we hear the truth and we feel guilty one way or another, we feel like it's an attack. No, I don't want you to see this podcast episode and say, that one hits me. Hey, they don't attack me. Nobody they attack you. I just they remind you. Say you matter. You day important. Don't go kill yourself. Remember saying I would they walk the chop. Literally.
Exactly.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
You are working so you
literally.
can eat. You're working so you can live a particular standard of life that you want for yourself. But what's gonna happen if you end up in the hospital?
Yeah.
And then all your hard earned money is when I'm on health bills.
Mm.
Nah, this is just a reminder. Yeah, because I do care for you like that. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So I also want us to look at the social aspect of life. How do you think 9 to 5 affects people's social life?
uh,
Yeah.
uh, for some people that probably their social life has like, come on, not anything we work, I will see jolly they go.
Yup.
I'll still have my phone.
Yup. They're those kind of
Like,
people.
yeah. So Friday, even if yes, you are working Mondays to Fridays and you have Saturdays and Sundays,
Right.
you can say, okay, let me just use Friday to rest.
Right.
Or there's some people that will say that after work on Friday, let me just enter somewhere and just cool
Right.
off the week stress.
Yup.
Then I'll use Saturday and Sunday to sleep,
No cap.
resume on Monday.
No cap. No cap.
So
Big hands.
if you can't stop a social lifer from having their social life,
Yep.
and there are those that and they're not social lifers.
Hmm.
They prioritize
Hey, God.
they
Yeah. Yeah.
prioritize their
Yeah.
weekends to rest.
Yep.
And at any little time, like me, I'm that kind of person. Any small time I see. That's why all public holidays, I don't take them
Granted.
for
I
granted.
see.
And me, I'm the kind of person I love sleep. I
Right?
love my rest because
Okay.
I know that before I wake up, I'm already in the office again. So
Right.
I need to I take priority on
Uh-uh.
my sleep.
This one no be Benyans. This one are big yans. You feel me? Not Benyans, oh big yans,
So
baby.
yeah,
Come on. Okay, okay,
exactly.
okay. So as for social life, I feel like you're very right. There are people that they don't see in vernacular. They will say one bokpa. They don't hear nothing. You cannot tell
Exactly.
them anything. No,
Yeah.
that flenjo it must
It
happen.
must
That one
happen.
bear, I'm a one
Even
bear.
if I'm working
Will be
7 days.
there. Stop playing. Eh? You not hear when somebody say well, even God rested on the seventh day. He said, did we come to rest? We came to party. See, I've met individuals like this.
Oh
I've met
goodness.
individuals like this, and I just understand that,
Yeah.
yeah,
And in a way,
they
sometimes
they don't want to.
it can be a form of therapy for them.
Yeah, I was just
So
even about to land
oh,
there and
oh
say
okay.
some people don't
Yeah.
want to make sure they're not all work
Yeah.
and no play
Yeah.
because everything needs a balance.
Mm.
Okay, so
Big word, balance, big
yeah,
word.
yeah, quite true. So this brings me to the final aspect I'd like us to discuss under 9 to 5ers,
Yeah.
self-realization.
Mm.
You know, sometimes when you have like quiet time, you're able to like reflect and really just get to know yourself better.
Yeah.
Because I mean, as we grow and experience different things every day, we're changing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, situations change people.
Mm-hmm.
How we reacted to those situations also change us. So I feel like to an extent, some 9 to 5ers would have different experiences with self-realization. I want to hear what you think is like the most common thing with 9 to 5ers when it comes to getting to know themselves in general.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that people who people who do that are the ones who prioritize themselves. Like, if you prioritize yourself as a person, as an individual, as a being, you get to understand that in as much as I'm working and I understand that I'm doing this, I have to do this, I have to do that. I and I'm giving importance to it. In as much as I'm giving importance to this job,
Right.
I need to give importance to myself because
Right.
I am important. So in that space of 9 to 5 every day, there are some people that dedicate 1 hour, 2 hours, 30 minutes
Right.
for just self-reflection,
Right.
meditation.
Hmm.
Okay, who am I? What am I trying to do? Where is this job taking me to?
Hmm.
Where am I going to be in the next 2 years, the next 3 years, the next 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
And when you keep on, one thing I really, really love meditation because it brings you in tune
Okay.
with yourself.
Okay.
And it's really important to, in as much as you have time for your job, have
Right.
time for yourself as well.
Right.
Because you're an individual and you were living before you started working in that place.
Right.
So you working in that place shouldn't stop you from living
Right.
your life and being yourself. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
need to have time for self-realization.
Yep.
What am I doing with my life? Where am I going to? And all of that, because you have a life to live.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the job that you came to do on
Yeah.
earth. Everyone has a purpose for living. So you need to just take that time for yourself. So that's just what I think about
Okay, so I want to give you a big Yanz clap.
it.
Yeah, Hillary with a big Yanz,
Cheers to
baby.
that.
Come on, come on,
Yeah.
come on, big Yanz, big Yanz. I feel like on that aspect, you baked a very delicious cake. I just want to put
Hmm.
some complimenting icing
Yeah.
on top of the cake. Okay, so I like how you emphasized that they definitely have to take, even if it's an hour, 30 minutes, meditate, self reflect. People call it different things. I want to add this. You know, when there's a job interview, for instance,
Hmm.
you have a bunch of individuals, a crowd of people trying to get that job, usually in a file on a queue
Mhm.
or seated,
Mhm.
waiting to get interviewed.
Mhm.
The person that's going to end up picking the new employee for the job,
Mhm.
is looking out for a certain type of uniqueness.
Mhm.
And uniqueness comes from knowledge of self.
Mm, mm,
Yeah,
mm,
because
mm, mm, mm.
come on,
Vegans.
come on, come on. So yeah, like I
Yeah.
was saying, yeah, uniqueness comes from knowledge of self. And when you find that you're very in touch with yourself, you would present yourself in a way most will not, because you know you. So for people who are maybe guilty of skipping out on giving themselves some time for retrospective reflection, this is for you. I need you to understand that the job you're trying to quote unquote please,
Yeah.
yeah, would have an unpleasant result or outcome, because you'll be starving it of your authenticity if you don't know yourself. If you're rushing to work in a vicious cycle and you never have time to like reflect, deliberate your intentions and how you go about doing things, you would even forget how you're doing things or
Mhm.
how things are meant to be done.
Mhm.
And that initial uniqueness that made your employee bring you into the company would cease to exist in their eyes. And it might start leading them to question, what's this person even bringing to the table
Mhm.
again?
Mhm. Very
Because
true. Very
yeah,
true.
they can't see it no more, because you're not seeing yourself no more. So understand that in the long run, it helps everybody. It helps your work, it helps your employer, and most of all, it helps your present self and your future self if you take self-realization very important, because it is very important. So
Mm.
take out some time to reflect.
Mm.
Ask yourself why you do what you do, what you're doing it for, why you're doing it the way you're doing it. Is it your
Mm.
truth, or are you following the crowd? Remember, only when you live your truth you can truly blossom.
Mm.
And that right there brings us to the conclusion of the hot topic, 9 to 5ers. This has been a very juicy and introspective one, and I do hope you picked one or two things that could help you reconstruct in several ways. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm.
You already know what it is, man. Hit me with your comments in the comment section. And if you have like a topic that sparked in your mind from what we just discussed, you could hit me via the email. That's BIGYANZPODCAST@gmail.com. You feel what I'm saying? And this right here is the Big Yanz Podcast. This is the Big Yanz Podcast. Hillary, thank you for coming
Thank
through
you so
today.
much for having me.
You're very much welcome.
Thank you.
Remember, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, baby. On every social media platform, it's Big Yanz Podcast. Until the next podcast, till the next episode, stay tuned, because this is
The
the Big
Begins
Yanz
Podcast.
Podcast. I, I, I,